Assalamualaikum and a very good day. Today I'm going to present my paper entitled Hydrogen Fuel Cells for Sustainable Energy Development and Progress in Selected Developed Countries. I'm Akid from Fuel Cell Institute, UKM. So this is my presentation outline. As an introduction, what is fuel cell? Fuel cell is actually an electrochemical device that can convert chemical energy into electrical energy without involving any combustion. So it's quite similar with dry cell and wet cell. The only difference is we need to supply the fuel from our source. So the component is the same: anode, electrolyte, and cathode. So, is it fuel cell a new technology? The answer is no. Actually, fuel cell already be used in Apollo mission to supply the spacecraft with electricity and water. So, there's a lot of type of fuel cell, and the difference is on the electrolyte used. So if you use oxide, ceramic oxide, we call it as solid oxide fuel cell. If you use molten carbonate, we call it as molten carbonate fuel cell, and so on. This is the short form of all these type of fuel cell. So actually different electrolyte will lead to different operational temperature, and of course at the end it gives you different applications. So actually for fuel cell, there is two types of fuel cell that are very popular, which is PEM-FC and SOFC. As for the current global fuel cell market, actually this is global fuel cell market forecast for 2020 to 2028. There is 4 main region, but for Asia Pacific, actually Japan is the pioneer in hydrogen fuel cell technology, not just for Asia but also worldwide. And for the top companies, there is this is the 4 companies that considered as a giant in hydrogen fuel cell. And for the market by application, actually the stationary will lead these two, transportation and portable, until 2028. So we directly go for the first country, which is Japan. Actually, for Japan, we can divide into 2 categories under power generation and transportation. For power generation, actually we know that Japan is prone to the natural disasters such as earthquake. So Japan actually need to vary their energy sources. So that's why they come up with the idea to utilize the hydrogen fuel cell. So as you can see here, Japan aims to reduce their dependence on the grid. Thus, with this spirit, Japan they managed to install around 265,000 residential used energy farm units, which means the small power generator, in 2018 with up to 5 kilowatt capacity, and they plan to install more up until 5.3 millions by 2030. So this is the difference between the conventional and energy farm. So for the transportation, if we talk about Japan, you know that they have Toyota Mirai. Toyota Mirai actually already in the market. You can Google it to see how Toyota Mirai looks. So, but the next stage, they already developed and they already produce fuel cell bus. They call it a Sora fuel cell bus. This bus actually aimed to be used in Olympic 2020. So unfortunately, the Olympic is postponed to this year, July. So hopefully we can see this bus. This is the video of even though they plan to use this bus in Olympic, but actually they already use it in Tokyo metropolitan area. I captured this video last time when I visit Japan. So it's very silent because it does not involve any combustion. So they plan to have 800,000 fuel cell vehicle by 2030, including 1,200 buses and forklift, 10,000 forklift. So the next progress in the transportation is Toyota already have the agreement with JR East. If you go to Japan, you know JR. They are actually the giant company in public transportation, which is train. They have bullet train and normal train. So Toyota and JR already work together to use the fuel cell in their vehicles, which means in the train. So that's for Japan. And we go for the next country, Germany. Similar with Japan, Germany also got two main application for hydrogen fuel cell utilization. The first one is power generation, and for this one actually Germany used SOFC, solid oxide fuel cell, and they managed to install it in 2018. This is, I think, involved around 3,600 mini fuel cell, but they plan to keep rising the number until 5,500 units and expect to continuously increase. And actually, like Japan, they got a lot of support from their private company, and also the government. So for German, they got the support by the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Energy, BMWI. And the next one, for the transportation, German already have 25 hydrogen filling station, and the numbers will keep grow. And actually, Germany is officially ranked fourth in the world in the hydrogen fuel cell. So this country is quite good in terms of utilize the hydrogen fuel cell technology in transportation. So in 2010, actually, in Germany, there's an alliance called Clean Power Net, consisting of plan makers from researchers and business industries that produced uninterrupted power supply system that use fuel cell. So this one is funded by Federal Ministry of Transport and Digital Infrastructure. And actually, German just launched their first German national hydrogen program at the end of 2019. That's for German. The next one is for USA. Actually, they start to do the R&D in hydrogen fuel cell quite long time ago, but as a new regulation economic policies is launched to minimize the release of CO2, that's accelerate the hydrogen fuel cell development in that country. So just like German and Japan, they develop light duty hydrogen fuel cell electric vehicle. And for USA, if you want to see hydrogen fuel cell vehicle, you can go to Southern and Northern California. They got a lot of, you can see Toyota Mirai there and other style of fuel cell vehicle. And the next one, they have National Fuel Cell Bus Program, and they call it the Excelsior Charge H2 Hydrogen, and they have more than 30 hydrogen fueling stations, and they aim to increase it up until 200 stations. And for this 30 hydrogen fueling station is actually in most of it in California. So they also have a company named Zapper that specializes in aerospace, but this company, they have R&D in fuel cell because they want to utilize it for drone application. And for USA also, they got one giant company in SOFC called as Bloom Energy that produce stationary power generator. So the next one is Denmark. Actually, they are very clear with the hydrogen fuel cell development. They separate it into two categories, which is hydrogen technology and fuel cell technology. So they aim to have around 1.4 million automobiles that use hydrogen fuel cell in 2050. And actually, they already launched their first fuel cell bus in March 2020. They call it as A330. And Denmark also active in Europe if involving hydrogen technology. So they have the link of hydrogen fueling station that they aim to connect through Europe, and they want to enable more fuel cell vehicle across, not just across Denmark but also Europe. So the next one this one is under power generation. They want to produce hydrogen. But for this one, they still under progress because they plan this project to be implemented under through three main stages, which each of the stage will give different power output. And for this one, they will combine with offshore winds. And then last but not least, China. As for China, the most prominent application is hydrogen fuel cell, and China already sell their buses, hydrogen buses. Actually, Malaysia, Sarawak is one of the Malaysia is one of the country that buy their fuel cell buses, because we have Sarawak that buy the Fengxi hydrogen buses. So actually China already used their fuel cell cars and buses during the Beijing Olympic 2008, and for the power generation, they plan to open the hydrogen station for the transportation of hydrogen-based vehicle in 2022, and they also have the plan for energy farm in Northern Hebei Province, Guiyang County, that they plan to power up the Winter Olympic 2022, and it's already 95% finished. For this energy farm, they will combine the hydrogen with the wind farm. Okay, this is the summary for the application. As for what I can conclude is that even for these 5 countries, actually the one that lead the hydrogen fuel cell technology is Japan, because they have very strong they got very strong support from their industry, private industry. And then we have Germany, USA, Denmark, and China. So thank you, and this was supported by UKM under this grant. And this is my, if you want to see my other publication, you can scan this barcode. Thank you.